If you believe your job has unbearable hours and your boss pushes you to the limit, think again. No matter how tough your work feels, it's nothing compared to the extreme conditions faced by the operatives of the world's 9 deadliest special forces. Compared to their grueling training and relentless missions, your job might just feel like a holiday. The Red Unit. If the regular Taliban fighters aren't intimidating enough, their elite Special Forces unit, the Red Unit, will surely send chills down your spine. These operatives embody extreme fanaticism and a total disregard for human life. They are infamous for their high-profile attacks targeting Afghan government forces and civilians. Since their formation, the Red Unit has been trained specifically to counter US Special Forces, even adopting elements of American military training. However, while US Special Forces focus on resilience and tactical offense, the Red Unit specializes in guerrilla warfare. Their training remains highly secretive, but sources suggest it is extraordinarily brutal, often involving extreme and ruthless methods. Members undergo rigorous instruction in bomb making, ambush tactics, and close quarters combat. They are also trained to handle a wide array of weaponry, including assault rifles, rocket-propelled grenades, and improvised explosive devices. Candidates for the Red Unit aren't just chosen for their combat skills, but also for their unwavering willingness to commit acts of terror, including suicide missions. Those who join must be prepared for anything, from carrying out massacres to becoming human bombs if necessary. Their arsenal includes AK-47s, PK machine guns, RPG-7s, and mortars, alongside tactics that rely heavily on suicide bombers and vehicle-borne explosives. The unit has been linked to several devastating attacks, including the 2018 assault on the Intercontinental Hotel in Kabul, which claimed over 40 lives, and the 2016 attack on the American University of Afghanistan, which left 13 dead and many others wounded. While the Taliban's Red Unit is undoubtedly a fearsome force, their capabilities pale in comparison to what the Russians have in store. Wagner Group. Although the Wagner Group isn't officially a special military force, it operates like one, often carrying out highly strategic and covert military operations. However, their terrifying reputation stems less from elite training and more from their sheer brutality and ruthlessness on the battlefield. Founded in 2014 by Russian oligarch and businessman Yevgeny Prigozhin, often referred to as Putin's chef, the Wagner Group has long been surrounded by controversy. Rumors suggest Prigozhin harbors neo-Nazi sympathies, and the organization's name, taken from Hitler's favorite composer, only fuels such speculation. Initially, Wagner recruited only the toughest Russian military and special forces veterans. However, with heavy losses in the Ukrainian trenches, Prigozhin turned to Russian prison inmates, offering them freedom in exchange for 6 months of service. While this move diluted Wagner's tactical prowess, it significantly heightened their savagery and willingness to fight to the death. The group's relentless assaults on the Bakhmut front in Ukraine stand as a grim testament to their die-hard mentality, continuing their offensives despite ammunition shortages and staggering casualties. This unwavering persistence is driven by their brutal training regimen. Recruits endure extreme physical and psychological conditioning, focusing on military tactics and precision shooting. Their training includes live fire exercises, where they must crawl under gunfire, evade real bullets, and even administer first aid to themselves while rounds whiz past their heads. When it comes to weaponry, Wagner operatives utilize standard Russian military equipment, but unlike the conventional Russian army, their gear is top tier and meticulously maintained. The Wagner Group has been linked to various global operations, from supporting the Syrian government during the civil war to alleged assassinations of journalists and political figures in Africa. Their role in Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 was particularly notorious, Wagner operatives, disguised without official insignia, became known as the Little Green Men who facilitated Crimea's capture for Russia. There's no doubt that Wagner is one of the most lethal private military forces in existence. However, since they lack the structured discipline and advanced tactical finesse of true special forces, they fall short in comparison to the next deadly unit on this list. 1st Scout Ranger Regiment. If you ever thought the jungle was already a dangerous place, imagine being hunted by the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment. This elite special forces unit of the Philippine Army is trained for reconnaissance, raids, and high-risk operations against threats like terrorism, insurgency, and drug trafficking. While they are capable of operating in various terrains, their true expertise lies in jungle warfare. So if you think the deadliest things lurking in the Philippine jungles are wild animals, think again. Becoming a member of the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment is no easy feat. Soldiers must serve at least 3 years in the Army, pass rigorous physical, medical, and psychological tests, and endure an intense selection process. The assessment phase includes grueling long-distance runs, obstacle courses, water survival drills, and simulated combat scenarios designed to push candidates to their limits. Those who pass move on to a 6-month intensive training program covering jungle warfare, counter-terrorism, and close-quarters combat, along with specialized skills like parachuting, rappelling, and diving. One of the most grueling exercises is the Survival Challenge, where recruits are dropped deep into the jungle with nothing but a compass and the clothes on their backs. They must navigate hostile terrain, complete their mission, and reach an extraction point, all within a strict time limit. As my dad always said, nothing turns you into a man faster than staring down a crocodile with your bare hands. Once trained, these elite soldiers are a force to be reckoned with, armed with M4 carbines, M14 rifles, machine guns, and grenades. The 1st Scout Ranger Regiment has been instrumental in numerous high-profile operations, including the rescue of hostages from the Abu Sayyaf group and intense battles against insurgents like the New People's Army. There's no doubt that this unit is among the best jungle warfare forces in the world. However, when compared to the Indian Marines, they might just seem like a well-trained peasant army. Marcos, the Marine Commando Force. The Marine Commando Force, MCF, is one of the most elite special forces units of the Indian Navy, specializing in maritime reconnaissance, amphibious warfare, and high-risk hostage rescue missions. Established in 1987, Marcos consists of around 2,000 highly skilled operatives, each trained to handle some of the most dangerous military operations. Becoming a Marcos operative is no easy feat. Candidates must already have a background in the Indian Navy before enduring a brutal 3-day selection process designed to push them beyond their physical and mental limits. With an 80% failure rate, only the toughest make it through. Those who survive move on to an even more grueling 5-week endurance phase, which includes tasks like a 75-mile march every week, while carrying a 132-pound backpack. But that's just the beginning. Recruits who don't collapse or land in a hospital are then rewarded with the infamous Hell Week, inspired by the US Navy SEALs. Here, they endure relentless training on just 4 hours of sleep per night, with one of the most feared exercises being death crawl. A brutal half-mile trek through waist-high mud, all while lugging a 55-pound pack. This challenge has even claimed lives, with at least 3 fatalities recorded during training. Brutal. Those who make it past these extreme tests undergo further specialization, mastering an arsenal of weapons, close quarters combat, parachuting, diving, underwater navigation, and advanced hand-to-hand combat techniques. Their motto, "The Few and the Fearless," is a perfect reflection of their unwavering dedication and elite capabilities. Marcos has demonstrated its expertise in several high-profile missions, such as the 2008 Mumbai terrorist attacks, where they played a decisive role in neutralizing the attackers. They have also been actively involved in anti-piracy operations in the Gulf of Aden, and frequently participate in joint exercises with other elite special forces worldwide. Impressive, no doubt. But India's arch-rival, Pakistan, has an answer to Marcos. SSG Special Forces, the Black Storks of Pakistan. Founded in 1956, the Special Services Group, SSG, of Pakistan is regarded as one of the most elite and formidable special forces units in the world. Known as the Black Storks due to their distinctive headgear, the SSG specializes in unconventional warfare, including special reconnaissance, sabotage, and counter-terrorism. Their operations are shrouded in secrecy, and only the most hardened soldiers can survive their brutal selection process. To even be considered for the SSG, soldiers must have at least 3 years of military service, exceptional physical fitness, and unbreakable mental resilience. One of the initial tests includes a 36-mile march, completed within 12 hours while carrying full combat gear. But that's just the beginning. The SSG training program is a grueling 9-month ordeal, pushing candidates through extreme conditions, from freezing mountain peaks to deep underwater combat training. They endure relentless physical torment, sleep deprivation, and high-intensity mental stress. The final phase, known as the final test, or Hell Week, is where only the strongest survive. With continuous physical exertion, extreme fatigue, and psychological warfare, this test has an astonishing 95% dropout rate. Only 5% of recruits ever make it through. SSG commandos are lethal even without a weapon, but when armed, they become a true force to be reckoned with. They are commonly equipped with AK-47 assault rifles, Heckler & Koch MP 5 submachine guns, Glock 17 pistols, Barrett M82 sniper rifles, PK machine guns, and RPG-7 rocket launchers, ensuring they are prepared for any battlefield scenario. The SSG has a history of high-profile operations, including their role in Operation Zarb-e-Azb, where they spearheaded the offensive Taliban Pakistan (TTP) in the North Waziristan region. In 2019, the SSG was involved in airstrikes on Indian positions in Kashmir, escalating tensions between the two rival nations. And as you might expect, the Indian government wasn't too pleased. So, who do they call to even the score? Nope, not Ghostbusters. Para-SF, India's Shadow Warriors. The Para-SF, also known as the Indian Army's Special Forces, is one of the most elite and battle-hardened military units in the country. Specializing in northern operations, this formidable force has been a crucial element in addressing India's geopolitical challenges with Pakistan. Established in 1966, its origins can be traced back to the 9th Parachute Battalion, which was formed to carry out high-risk, covert missions deep behind enemy lines. Becoming a Para-SF commando is no ordinary feat. The recruitment process is among the toughest in the world, designed to push candidates beyond human limits. Training includes combat diving, jungle survival, and relentless physical and psychological endurance tests. Recruits are subjected to an extreme 4-day food deprivation period, followed by 7 days without sleep, all while undergoing relentless military drills. On the 45th day, the infamous Para-SF stress test takes place. A 10-kilometer speed march carrying a 30-kilogram battle load with an additional 40 kilograms strapped on top. This punishing test breaks even the strongest soldiers, leaving only 5% of candidates standing to complete the final selection process. Equipped with cutting-edge weaponry, Para-SF operators wield AK-47 assault rifles, MP5 submachine guns, Glock pistols, and other state-of-the-art firearms. Their combat history is legendary, with participation in major operations such as Operation Blue Star, 1984, the 2008 Mumbai attacks, and the 2016 surgical strikes against terrorist camps in Pakistan. Their ability to execute covert, high-stakes missions under intense pressure has made them an indispensable asset to the Indian military. In short, bad news for Pakistan. However, while India's Para-SF is undeniably elite, they still don't hold the title of Asia's most formidable special forces unit. That honor, it belongs to Turkey. Özel Kuvvetler Komutanlığı, Turkey's silent predators. The Özel Kuvvetler Komutanlığı, OKK, or Special Forces Command, is one of the most elite and highly trained units within the Turkish armed forces. Tracing its origins back to the 1950s, this formidable unit began as a small, specialized commando team tasked with conducting covert operations. Over the decades, it has expanded into a 15,000-strong force, feared for its precision, adaptability, and ruthless efficiency. What sets the OKK apart is its grueling selection and training process. Recruitment primarily targets only the top-tier soldiers from the elite Turkish Land Force Command. The elimination phase ensures that only the strongest, smartest, and most resilient candidates move forward. Those who survive enter a brutal 3.5-year training program, mastering a wide range of unconventional warfare techniques, special operations, psychological warfare, covert infiltration, underwater missions, and high-altitude halo jumps, both day and night. One of the most feared training exercises, the infamous Beştepe, or 5 Hills drill, forces recruits to sprint up and down 5 steep hills in full combat gear while carrying a 20-kilogram load. If that weren't enough, they also endure jungle survival, desert warfare, and extreme weather combat training, pushing them far beyond human endurance. Armed to the teeth, the OKK is equipped with some of the most advanced weaponry available, including SIG Sauer pistols, Heckler and Koch submachine guns, and M4 carbines. This firepower, combined with their tactical prowess, ensures that missions are executed with deadly precision and efficiency. The OKK has been at the forefront of counter-terrorism, hostage rescues, and reconnaissance missions, playing a pivotal role in Turkey's ongoing battles against the PKK and other terrorist organizations. Their reputation for swift, decisive action is well earned. At first glance, they may seem like just another elite unit, but watch them in action, and their brutality, discipline, and strategic mastery become undeniable. However, when compared to the world's top 2 special forces, even the OKK appears like children playing war, shouting bang bang with sticks in their hands. Joint Task Force 2, Canada's silent executioners. Canadians are known worldwide for their politeness and kindness, but not these guys. Joint Task Force 2, JTF2, is Canada's most elite special operations unit, specializing in counter-terrorism, hostage rescues, and high-risk reconnaissance missions. Established in 1993, following the Canadian Airborne Regiment's success in Somalia, JTF2 may be small in numbers, with only 600 operatives, but make no mistake, these warriors are among the deadliest in the world. As expected, getting into JTF2 is no easy feat. Candidates must have at least 2 years of experience in the Canadian Armed Forces before even being considered. The initial selection process is brutal, including grueling physical tests such as 200-pound squats, 165-pound bench presses, and a 1.5-mile sprint under 8 minutes. Those who survive this phase are then subjected to psychological endurance trials that push them to their absolute limits. Recruits must perform complex cognitive tasks while hanging from a rope at extreme heights, trapped in tight crawl spaces, or submerged deep underwater, all designed to exploit their greatest fears. This level of psychological warfare is so intense that 90% of candidates break down within the first week. But if you want the best of the best, You can't afford to let just anyone in. Despite its small size, JTF-2 has proven to be one of the world's most feared and respected special forces. In 2017, a JTF-2 sniper shattered the world record for the longest confirmed kill shot, eliminating a target from an unbelievable 2.2-mile distance. Their brilliance in combat was also evident in Afghanistan, 2001, where JTF-2 operators were deployed ahead of standard military forces to secure landing zones and prepare the battlefield. Now, if these guys are only in second place, just imagine who holds the top spot. Special Boat Service, SBS, the UK's Silent Warriors. Once again, a British Special Forces unit stands as one of the most formidable in the world. The Special Boat Service, SBS, established in 1940 during World War II, was originally tasked with conducting stealth raids and reconnaissance missions on German-occupied ports. Today, the SBS remains one of the most elite military units, with an estimated 200 to 300 members. However, joining this exclusive brotherhood is no simple feat. The selection process is designed to break even the toughest individuals, stripping them of every ounce of physical and mental strength. Among the most notorious exercises is the Killing House Drill, where recruits must clear a building of enemy combatants under extreme combat conditions. Then, there's the Escape and Evasion exercise, which forces candidates to dodge capture and endure ruthless interrogation. But that's just the beginning. The road to becoming an SBS operative also includes torture resistance, waterboarding, sleep deprivation, hypothermia endurance, pain tolerance training, and much more. In the end, only 2 to 3% of applicants make the cut. SBS operators are armed with some of the finest weaponry available, including the Heckler & Koch MP 5 submachine gun, Sig Sauer P226 pistol, Colt Canada C8 carbine, Accuracy International Arctic Warfare sniper rifle, and the Benelli M4 Super 90 shotgun. Throughout its history, the SBS has played a crucial role in high-stakes operations, including the Falklands War, Gulf War, and the war in Afghanistan. More recently, SBS operatives have been at the forefront of counter-terrorism operations in the UK and abroad, responding to crises like the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing and the 2019 Sri Lanka Easter bombings. There's no doubt, the SBS is one of the deadliest military forces on the planet. But if you think their training is brutal, wait until you see what their big brothers, the SAS, go through. Check out part 1 of the Deadliest Special Forces series to see how they compare.